channel. If you're not new, welcome back. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. First of all, I'm so grateful to everyone that showed me love in my previous video. It means the world to me. And I hope you guys continue like this because you're encouraging me to keep going. But honestly, I'm so grateful. I love you all. So I'm going to be sharing with you guys my 8-year boarding school experience. And I also want to say that it was not the same boarding schools. I changed. I think I went to 3, but they were all Catholic. So I'm a 10-year-old baby girl. And they come to me and say, you're going to boarding school. I know everyone's first reaction would be like shock, panic, anger. I did not feel any of these at the time. I was just really like, oh, boarding school, okay. So I had gone for interviews. By the way, my boarding school was on the Copper Belt. I went for interviews, got that done. Next year, I was enrolling. Analyze, I'm going to boarding school. I remember telling everyone at school, guys, I'm going to boarding school. I'm going to boarding school. One of my close friends was also going, so that was also very comforting for me. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna be with my guys. I was happy. I can't even lie to you guys. I was happy for a 10-year-old. Hey, guys, at the time I was going to boarding school, Make It Pop was the in series for me. I loved Make It Pop, right? And it was also like they used to live in like rooms, so they were like, so even me, that's what I thought. I said, wow, I'm going to be in boarding school. It's going to be like Make It Pop. It's going to be where wow, oh my god, it's just going to be Lombe alone with all her food. Another thing, I'm sure I didn't have older siblings, but I would see like from my older cousins, when they're going to school and they pack a lot of food in the trunk. So I'd be like, wow, when I go to boarding school, I'm just going to be eating. At this point, the delusion has to wear off because now I'm going to school. Anyways, I still get to school and I'm still very excited because I think it's just going to be some big sleepover with my besties every day. Besties that I didn't have, but I was very optimistic that I was going to find because... Anyways, so I get to the place. We enter the dorm. Guys, this is my first time seeing so many bunk beds in one room. It was like I'm in a hospital. I was like, no way. Like, and also I was sleeping here. It was at this point that I felt, bunk beds were not even the worst thing ever. The Tuma lockers, they were like this. So, I just supposed to put your clothes. So, that's number 1. They teach you how to manage what you have. So, you can't pack in excess if you've been given a small locker. You pack, I don't know if the list had like 2 shirts, 2 skirts, 3 dresses, something like that. But you have to learn how to now live with a car. So, at my home, no one was going to like, hey, it's okay, just force the clothes. Me, once they saw that the situation is this, they were like, no, Lombe, pick what you need that will fit in your locker and keep it. And I'm like, okay, cool. I didn't even realize that I'm really going to have 2 shirts and 3 dresses. Like, seriously. You guys, I didn't even think about it that way. I was just like, you know what? If this is going to get them off my back, let me do that. I did that. So now I'm wondering, where are we going to keep the food? And I say, oh no, the food goes in a storeroom. So for the first boarding school I went to for primary, the setup was you keep everyone's food in one storeroom, and then when it's time to eat that food, everyone partakes. So it wasn't a situation of like, okay, Lombe carried Joe biscuit, she'll eat the Joe biscuit alone. No. Chite carried Oreos, she'll eat. No. Everyone partakes in the eating of your food. So you don't even pack food like one biscuit. No, you pack like, let's say you buy a box of spinners, you buy a box of Joe biscuit, you buy yo-yos, you buy crisps, whatever, you take all that to the storeroom. So at break time, the whole school partakes in the eating of your food. So it was a very small school, in case you're getting confused. I think they used to enroll just close to 100 people. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, close to 100 people. So it was really weird. So the first shock for me was the fact that I won't be keeping my food. Guys, I loved to eat. I still love eating, but not as much as I did back then. So that was very painful for me. It really hurt my feelings, but like I said, there was nothing I could do. I just had to go on with it. So They took our food and everything. The only thing you could keep was like your roll-on, toothpaste, lotion, blah blah blah. That's it. Everything edible at that point is a contraband. You can't have it. You would get in serious trouble for having food with you. Anyways, in all this, I was never one of the people that cried when settling down. No matter how hard it got, I don't think I ever cried. Like, I did miss home on some days. Like, oh my God, I could be watching TV. I could be... But I think I adjusted really fast. Because I realized, like, hey, even if I cry, even if I do a somersault, nothing is gonna change. So my primary boarding experience started off as a fantasy. I really thought I would be living the TV dream, but no, it actually taught me that life, this is reality. You and that person in the movie will never be the same. The person in the movie is the person in the movie, and you are you. There's so many things that I did first there. For example, washing. I remember Saturdays were for washing. They would call us, and we're little girls, guys. Keep this in mind. We're like 11, 10 and 9, obviously, because they were like younger people. In our chitenges, the chitenges are even too big. They'll call us to the laundry room, get yourself wash. It was just like, I also feel like that time was also a time when you get to bond with your friends, because you all don't know how to wash. You're just laughing at each other. Those were things like that. In HE, we would have like cooking practicals, even though they were not cooking practicals as such. They will teach you some how to roast maize. You even eat the maize after. They will teach you how to fry chicken. You eat the fried chicken after. By the way, this was a luxury because they were keeping our food. So, my first boarding school experience wasn't horrible. It had its ups and downs, but I'm a strong girl. I'm a very strong girl. I would cry through it. I don't even like to be comforted when I'm crying. I want to cry, let it out and move on. So that first one wasn't horrible. It was fine. We wrote our exams. So everything was already planned out for me, I guess. Immediately after I finished at that first boarding school, got into the boarding school, right next to it secondary now, and it's like a 3-minute walk from my old school. Not that I really wanted to go there, but like, I am very grateful that I did go there, because some of the most amazing people in my life right now, I met them there. So even if at the time it was a thing of like, right now I'm grateful that I still did. So we're getting there, and for us that were at the school I was at, it was not our first time being in boarding school, so we know the game. We think we know the game. So it was even very irritating for the people that were around us. Like, can you just chill? Like, we understand you've done this before, but this is also our first time. But we did not see that in the moment. We wanted to be ish, guys. I think I would be so irritated by us. So I understand the people that were irritated at the time. And it even took time. You know, when you're doing silly things in the moment, you will never see them until you look back and you're like... So at the primary school I was at, the highest grade was 7. Right? So you're in grade 7, you're happy, you're the highest grade, you can do whatever you want. Then now you go to secondary. It's more like going back. Me, that's how I felt, like they've just dropped me back. You go somewhere, then they start calling you at Zeze. Guys, and I also just remember when I was in grade 8, guys, I liked Mama Play Mom. I loved Play Mom, Play Daughter, Play. I think when I was in grade 8, I had like 6 Play Moms, and that was like 2 in every grade. And then back to grade 12, I had 6 Play Daughters, 2 in every grade. I don't know what my problem was. Like, I loved to expand my social capacity. Like, I don't just want to hang out with my intake mates, no. So first day I got there, I wasn't lost. I didn't feel uncomfortable. First of all, I had cousins, so it wasn't very hard for me. And also, a lot of my friends from primary, I also found them there, so it was very easy to interact. And we're also just in grade 8, so people are not yet very... People don't have like female personality, like not people, those people that are just like mean, they don't talk to people are not yet like that. So everyone's trying to find their friends, so people are literally very nice, so you could literally just speak to any. So I'm coming from a school where the highest grade is grade 7, so even if you were older than me, you were just a grade 7, so you're obviously like 14, right? So going that side and meeting big girls, guys, I was so scared. I don't know what I thought they could do to us. I was just so scared of them. Like, these guys are going to be beating us. I was like, these guys are going to be beating. So the seniors were also just very scary because I already heard stories about how grade 8s are treated. This morning, we have to wake up at 5 in the morning, right? So I was complaining to my cousin because I had a cousin there, and I told her, girl, we had to wake up at 5 and we were bathing cold water. You wake up at 5 in the morning and you're bathing cold, ice cold water. Like, you know, water is cold, yes, when you're bathing. There's just something about bathing cold water in the morning. So my older cousin says to me, oh, you guys woke up at 5, grace period. Excuse me, what is grace for about waking up at 5 in the morning? At grace period. Then I said, hey, what's the normal time to wake up? She says, the time you wake up is up to you, but morning prep starts at 4:45. So you're bathing cold water and you're seated in class for morning prep at 04:45 a.m. Now I'm getting scared because my cousin tells me, here, if you don't follow the rules, you get punished. The punishments were given to you by prefects. Obviously, for like the sisters and what, they will go a bit lenient on a grade 8, but the prefect doesn't care about you being a grade 8. They will punish you to the core. And now I'm getting scared because what's going to happen to me? These people, I don't know if they are trained or what, but they set this fear in you through what they do. They'll give you hard punishments. People are watching, people are laughing at you. It's literally just insane. And I was about to cry, but I just had to wear my big girls. At the time when I was in grade 8, and obviously the people that came before me, right now, if you go to that school that doesn't exist, basically prefects will just gather you and just tell you things, you know, just to instill fear in you, like, okay, this is a sugo, this is a prefect, because you're grade 8, you're dwanzi, you don't really think, da. So this thing is crazy because if you bumped into a prefect in your first week of school, best believe that prefect will call you out, and she will call you even by your shirt. Maybe if you're wearing a shirt that says bomb girl, she's going to call you. If you know you're wearing bomb girl on Tuesday, God, can you come to the front? They'll laugh. Ask me at the time, my playmom was the vice head girl. She had introduced me to a couple of her friends, so I would also like talk to my mommy's friends. So I'm just thinking, this show is not for me. This show is just for the others. And you guys, my player mom, the vice head girl, yeah, guys, she had a loud voice. I just heard she's standing in the middle of the dining and shouts my name, and everyone's looking at me. And I stand up, she dumps me in front of my whole intake and tells me every other grade 12 that you talk to has dumped you. Yeah, you guys, okay, Mandy, just imagine how I felt. A small baby girl, a grade 8, they make you stand in front of the whole intake and prefects, and then they dump you. Obviously, even in your intake, there were people that didn't like you, there were people that were happy about you. Guys, I cried, mama. It was that crying, like, you know, that one here, they even had to take me out. Anyways, later on, I found out that it was just for the thing, and it's basically, the thing is just to instill fear in you. And yeah, but that's just one really funny moment I remember. But anyways, for grade 10 term 1, I went to a different school. This one I was very sad because I was just feeling like I'm starting afresh, you know. No one I know there. Well, I had a cousin and she made everything easier for me, so it wasn't as bad as I thought. Anyways, so I get there, my cousin, she takes care of me, helps me do my bed, blah blah blah. It took time for me to actually get a hold of myself at that school. It took about 4 weeks, a whole month actually. It took very long for me to do so. But in the time when I was not adjusting, I was calling home every day. Please, I want to change my school. I want to leave. I want to what? At home, they heard my cry and they're like, what's the way forward? You want to go back? Blah, 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 blah. So anyways, it took time for me to settle, but when I did, I really did settle. So one thing I would say, the difference between the school I was at before and the school I went to is freedom. The school I was at the first time, we were like enclosed. Like you don't really have the room to break rules. Like, you're going to break rules and do what? We were in the middle of Bongwe district, in the middle of nowhere. You can't secretly order like Hungry Lion. All I can say is high school 1 and high school 2, they were very different. Ish. Guys, I think let me pause. One day, right, my friends and I were in the dining and we were chatting. They were telling me stories. Oh, as when we were in grade 8, they're telling me stories. And obviously the dining is noisy because everyone's talking. A prefect walks in and she says, the girls in here freeze. And I just see like my friends, they pause. They stop talking. And so does everyone else in the dining. So I was so confused. Like, you just walk into a place and you tell people to freeze. So me, I didn't know. So obviously, you know how prefects are mean, just to what they care what they called me, hey, why haven't you frozen me, shiny? Then someone explained that I was a new girl. Okay, but next time you must freeze. Guys, I feel like in as much as I loved boarding school, I hated prefects. It was just really different. But I'm so grateful for the friends I had when I was there, because they really blurred out everything that was happening. I was genuinely having so much fun. So even if people are being rude, I really wasn't feeling it because I was having a ball with my friends. But I still ended up not staying there for long. But overall, I had fun there. The time I made the decision that I want to leave, I hadn't yet gotten comfortable. So when I was leaving, I actually cried because now I got the hang of it and I was comfortable with staying. But they were like, no, we've already done this other thing, just leave, right? So I finally went back to my first high school, and it just started to feel like I wish I never came back here, because it was like coming to a brand new place. Let me tell you something I learned from that experience. You really know how people feel about you when you're not there. Like, when you're there, people are forced to tolerate you. One thing about boarding school is, whether you think someone is weird, whether you think someone is annoying, you must tolerate. Because it's not your game. Like, you just have to force yourself. But you really know how people feel about you. So I made new friends. And I think we reached that age where the friends that you have now are the friends that you carry on. Because the friends that I made in grade 10, those are my sisters right now. Like, I hold those girls so dear to me. Those that I wasn't as close to anymore, it's not even like we had beef. We sorted everything that we possibly could, and we were just not, compatible. Let me just summarize the experience. Boarding school taught me starvation, as in starve. Guys, this period you have no snacks, you have no juice, you have no cereal. Maybe you have cereal, but you don't really want to eat cereal. You have nothing in your trunk. You have completely nothing. And you are forced to survive on the dining hall food, which is not great. Sometimes what it meant is I have no money and I have no food, especially in a scenario where that time people were going for trips. So when people go for trips, you want them to buy you this, you want them. By the time starvation is reaching, you are hungry. You people. Another thing boarding school taught me is to really be grateful when I have something. And I just mean, like, when you have food at your disposal, you can even be throwing. Even if you don't have to throw, you're going to throw because you have it in excess. But when you're there, you will learn how to use things. You're not just going to use milk because you have milk. No. You're going to use milk and think, oh, even tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow and the other day and the other day and the other day, I'm going to need milk. So you're going to use boarding school. Also really taught me that I love to be around people. I'm a people's person. I love talking to people. I like hanging around different people. That's just something that I got from there. Obviously not everyone nudged the social aspect, but you are really given the opportunity to be social. For me, I really liked most of my teachers, and I could conversate with them like, oh, this. So I loved that aspect. Like, it was home away from home in a way. It was very annoying, I won't lie. Days used to drag, what, but I had my friends. I had certain teachers that I could really talk to when I feel like everything is going on me, school, everything else I need to do. So the experience wasn't terrible. But getting noodles in school was such a big crime. You could literally get, I don't know if it was expelled or suspended. But I think if it was suspension, the last time I remember, people went home for like 3 months or so. And that was just because of noodles. Small noodles. Guys, Catholic schools are crazy. They will really shape you. And you get scared of these people. Like, you see a sister, and even if you're not doing anything, sister, what is coming? So, I definitely did have favorite teachers. My teacher of English and literature was my favorite teacher overall. I don't think I could ever forget him. He was just very good. He was very caring to all of us. He always heard what we had to say. He was one person, like, if we had a complaint, even if you won't do anything, just talking to him and him making you feel like you do something always made us feel better. Another funny moment for me in boarding school was when we have a school trip and we just know that species B will be there. That is what I'm here for. The up at 5 holding ISO plus. That there are those brushes that when you just, because as we fashion was, you tie back puff, high puff, onion, what, just be creative with the perfume. That brush whereby when you just, guys, those days were hilarious. Oh, and we know that people are coming to our school. And funny thing is, even when these people come, or even when we go and we see them, no one's walking up to anyone and saying da 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 da. I think we just used to do it for the fun of it. Honestly, it was so fun. I liked, count me in. Anywhere that, let's start for running, except sports. Let's start running, let's go this side, we're going to do this, I loved such things. It was just so fun. Like, it keeps your adrenaline up. Another moment that I miss is every single time I laughed with my friends in school. Like, we would just be outside talking about things and we're just laughing. You guys, you would laugh your lungs. When you just laugh so hard, you can't even breathe. Like, those are moments I miss. Guys, I really love to laugh, and I just loved every single person I surrounded myself with. Whether they were extremely close to me or not, I can really tell you that I used to have some good. I don't really regret anything, because in as much as I really wanted to finish school, I was not the kind of person to just shut down because I want to finish school. No, I was living in the moment. I was having fun when it's time to have fun. I was doing everything I needed to do to live at my full potential. So there's nothing I can even tell my high school self, like, oh, live in the moment, you miss those days. I do miss those days, but not because I didn't live them to the fullest. Probably just because I'm probably not having as much laughs as I. And the day I always look forward to in school was visitation, also closing day anyways, but visitation, because your food gets restocked. Guys, hunger was bad that side. I feel like it's just, boarding school is just something that had to happen for me, and it was necessary, and I'm glad it did happen the way it did. I'm glad I went where I went, even though in the time I was wishing I wish I was where. I'm so happy that I was where I was. It taught me different things that I don't think I want to depart from in my life. And I was just grateful for the opportunity. I'm definitely going to talk more on like confidence and self-esteem in a different video, but I know this video is going to get to the people in high school, that group. So I just want to tell you that no one is above you. No one, okay? Whether they appear to be prettier than you, whether they appear to have a better body than you, no one is above you and no one is better than you, regardless of who they think they are. Okay? So, even if it's me that you meet and I'm being mean, you must tell me, you're being mean. Don't say that to me, because no one is better than you, regardless of who they think they are. You know, guys, I wish I could enter everyone's body. In a one, no one can bully me. Anyways, guys, that's all I had for you today. I hope you enjoyed my video. See you in the next one. Bye.